Hey guys, coming back for Supergirl Season 1, Episode 12, Bizarro, and I apologize for not getting these reviews out sooner. I just need to take a break, guys. I've been very busy all week, and I did get a chance to watch this episode, though, and I was looking forward to this episode. I really was. I mean, especially after the cliffhanger in the last one with us not knowing why someone else was pretending to be Supergirl, what was going on there. I was definitely very interested. And I have to say, I thought this episode was really good, but it was a bit disappointing. It was definitely very abrupt, and I really feel like this episode could have lasted a lot longer. Like, this arc should have gone on a lot longer than it did. But let's just get into it because it definitely was not my favorite episode, but I did overall really enjoy it. So we start off 10 months ago. We see at Lord Technologies, Max goes into room 52 and checks on the comatose woman undergoing conversion. The doctor attending her gives Lord an activator. Lord transfuses a liquid into the woman's body. She gasps and twitches, and Lord gives her another dose that her heart rate accelerates and she comes back to life. And then we see a day. So basically, you can tell that he has basically brought this woman back to life. We then see that a day ago, Lord removes a bandage from the woman, says that everything he's created until now means meaningless because the two of them will change the meaning of life itself. The woman says that she understands and calls him my Lord. So Alex and Supergirl, then we go back to the president. Alex and Supergirl check in with John at the DEO. Alex confirms there's no signs of extraterrestrial activity, and they suspect that Lord is definitely involved. You know, that's what they think is going on, because obviously it would make sense. So basically, John notes that the comatose woman saw there had no cerebral activity, and he doesn't believe that Max is capable of raising the dead. He just doesn't think that Max would do something like that. So at Catco, Kara tells Wynn that they have to meet later. She says the person who threw the truck at the incident is an imposter, and Wynn finally breaks down, asks what's going on, and obviously, Kara and Wynn are not really talking right now, but they kind of just have to at this point. So Kat comes in, and Kara's surprised to see that her boss has purchased her own latte. Kat, I really loved in this episode. You can definitely tell that Kat is going through some developments, and I definitely like seeing that here. And not only did she purchase her own latte, she got one for Kara, and Kara has no idea what's going on here. I thought it was definitely very funny to see this side of Kat, and in her office, Kat is coordinating the report on Supergirl's current rogue activities. Kara suggests that it isn't Supergirl, and everyone's staring. And Kat's surprised that she spoke up and asked for more. And I was thinking that moment that Kat's going to be like, that she was going to suspect that she was Supergirl again, just because the way that Kara acted there, I mean, how can you not? So Kara says it might be an imposter trying to just discredit Supergirl. And the CEO is impressed with the angle because it makes them look unbiased and tells everyone to get out. Kara asks Kat if she's being nice to her since Kara's going on a date with Adam, and Kat feigns ignorance, and obviously, you can tell that it's probably because she's reconnected with her son. She's gotten over a lot of the bad blood with her son, and I feel like because of that, that's one of the reasons that Kat was so upset all the time and so distressed and, kind of a bitch. That's why she was, because of the fact that she needed to see her son again, get along with him, and now that her son is back, I feel like she's a lot more happier with herself, and I definitely like seeing the side of Kat. It's a side of Kat that I hope we see more of because I really do like it. So Kara, Wynn, and James go up to their office. Kara worries the Cat's being nice to her, and once they're alone, Kara asks Wynn to check for comatose patients that match her measurements, and basically, Adam then texts Kara and says that he wants to see her that night, and the two men realize that she's blushing. They realize that she probably is going with someone, and Kara denies there's anything going on, but she blushes and finally admits that Adam confirmed their date, and James wonders who asked out who, which, I mean, that is a good question, and says that it's great when she says that Adam did. He quickly excused himself, and this is what was weird to me. James seemed very out of character in this episode. I mean, they seem to forget that James has a girlfriend. They seem to forget that. And James does bring it up here, but why all of a sudden is he so jealous of Kara? It just doesn't make sense to me. Because to me, it seemed like he really didn't feel about Kara that way. Like, he didn't really see her as, a love interest. He just saw her as a friend that he helped out, and I really thought that's all he saw of her. So here, it just felt very out of character, and very much just seemed like they were trying to create a conflict here. It just didn't really work for me. So in room 52, Lord comes in, finds his patient dressed as Supergirl, and watching videos of the heroine, and as the woman receives shocks, Lord insists that Supergirl is bad, needs to be stopped and replaced with his own Supergirl, and he asks what they do to bad people, and the new Supergirl says that they kill them straight out. She says that, so you can tell that Lord has a much darker agenda and is definitely trying to ruin, I think, Supergirl's reputation. That definitely is what he's doing. So that night at Noonan's, Adam and Kara have dinner, and I really like the scenes between Adam and Kara in this episode, not just because Blake Jenner and Melissa Benoist, they're married in real life and they have very good chemistry. I just really like these two characters. I really like these conversations that they had. I like seeing Kara genuinely happy having a love interest in a guy that really cares about her, because we've seen on the show she's gone through guy after guy that she can't get a date and things like that, and finally she actually seems to have someone. So Kara misses she made reservations for them on Kat's behalf, and Adam says the car is amazing because not everyone would send a letter on behalf of her boss, and the news runs a broadcast about stranded passengers on a tramway, and the rescue crews may not get there in time, and Kara quickly excuses herself, claiming that her grandmother fell, and tells Adam to stay before going, and Supergirl flies to the tramway, starts to carry off the tramway. However, her alternate arrives, and the two women confront each other. Supergirl asks if someone sent her, and the alternate insists that they kill Supergirl. This was my problem here. I really felt this was very rushed, what was going on here. To me, I felt like this episode should have been setting up ruining Supergirl's reputation, how they did all that. The actual fight between these two, I felt shouldn't take place for several episodes. So this is really why I was kind of underwhelmed here. So the tramway is knocked loose, and Supergirl flies down to catch it before it hits the water. The alternate stares down, Supergirl flies the tramway to safety. Now let me say, this was a very intense scene. They definitely handled it well. I just wish it would have come a little bit later. So at the DEO, Supergirl tells Alex and John what happened. She says she's sure that the being attacked her is a living being, and insists her alternate is just like her. So Alex figures out that the alternate has the same weakness to kryptonite, and John promises not to use enough to hurt the alternate. So the next day, Kat and Adam arrive at Catco, and Adam worries that he did something wrong, obviously because, Kara just left him, and Kat assures him that he didn't, and worries that she wasn't a disappointing substitute. He assures her that it was good to be with her, and Kat leaves him alone. Adam says that Kara owes him a rain check, and she agrees. They awkwardly hug, and once Adam goes, Kat wonders that Kara and Adam haven't kissed yet, and this just felt very rushed. Again, a very rushed plot development here. I really thought we were going to take their time with Kat and Adam, with Kara and Adam, just like start to develop them, but it already seems like they've been dating for a while in this episode. It really does seem that way. So, a newscast comes on about the alternate, and Kat says that she dubbed her Bizarro, and in the office, Wynn tells Kara and James that a Jane Doe disappeared that matched Kara's physical measurements, disappeared from the hospital 2 years ago after a car accident, and the woman was transformed to Prometheus Genetics, which is owned by Lord, and Prometheus has claimed 6 more girls in the last 6 months. So basically, they're thinking that this girl is none other than this Jane Doe that disappeared. So Wynn figures that it's to take Lord 7 tries to create the perfect duplicate, and in room 52, Lord examines Bizarro, asks why she didn't kill Supergirl, and Bizarro points out that Supergirl helped people and isn't bad, and she really doesn't think Supergirl is much of a threat, and I like seeing this. I like seeing Bizarro not really want to kill Supergirl because she doesn't really see why Max hates her so much, and Max asks Bizarro if Bizarro trusts him or Supergirl, and he warns that things seem to be good are really very bad, and Bizarro nods in agreement. And we then see that Alex meets Max in Lord in his office, says that they know about the girls. He insists that he gave them a chance to live, and says that hypothetically all it would take is an infusion of Supergirl's concentrated DNA from traces that she left behind. And Lord is wondering why Alex is so upset on Supergirl's behalf, and says that for humanity to survive, they must be fitter than Kryptonians. And Alex says that she's no perfect human, and Lord warns that things will get bad for her and her family if she threatens him. And he insists that Bizarro is humanity's guardian, and Alex walks out. And I don't really know why Alex did this. I think this was a really stupid move on her part. Why would you directly confront Lord? I mean, you know that there's something going on there. You know that he's after your sister. Why would you confront him? All this is doing is making him more suspicious. He knows that you two are sisters. He knows all this stuff already. He's 2 steps ahead of you, and of course Alex doesn't know that, but I just thought this was a very stupid move on her part. I really feel like she should have handled this differently. So back at the DEO, Alex tells John and Supergirl what happened. She wants to arm their agents with kryptonite darts, but Supergirl insists that Bizarro is a victim and that they shouldn't hurt Bizarro, and Alex reminds her sister that Bizarro is one of Max's science experiments, and they can't really trust her because of that. So John points out they don't have the authority to arrest private citizens. He tells Alex to take the strike team into National City, and once Hank leaves, once John leaves, Alex tells Supergirl that Lord talked as if he knew the two sisters were related, and Supergirl insists that there's no way he can know that and texts Adam to take another rain check, and Alex says that it's never going to be good timing and Kara deserves a good life, and she's never going to be able to have that good life. Then we get a very strange scene between James and Wynn. Now look, I like these two being friends, I do, but this scene was weird. It really was. James pours Wynn a drink to drown their sorrows, and Wynn asks him why he claimed he was okay with Kara and Adam together. And I'm just thinking, dude, he has a girlfriend, okay? He's with Lucy. They seem to be okay. They really are. Am I a fan of Lucy and James? I mean, I don't dislike them. It's just they haven't really done anything good with them. And the IT says that he's been stuck in the friend zone with Kara, but James can be with her if he just says the word. And James insists that he's already in the relationship, and Win that nobody wants to be in a relationship with someone who wants to be with someone else. And yeah, no shit, obviously. So James considers his advice and leaves, and I just found this very unnecessary. Again, James is with Lucy, and why would he want to be with Kara all of a sudden? It didn't really seem like he had genuine feelings for Kara. It just seemed like he wanted to help her out. And just the direction they're taking this, I'm not a fan of. It's not a love triangle, it's just something worse. It's basically Win saying, you can be with Kara even though she doesn't want to be with you. It felt very strange to me. I really was not a fan of that. So, Adam and Kara go for a walk in the city, talk about their mothers, and I loved it. I like this scene here. Kara says that her birth parents died in an accident, and Adam offers his condolences, and she admits it's been very hard for her to feel normal, and Adam tells her that no one ever feels normal. They kiss for a long moment. Bizarro flies down, grabs Kara, soars out into the wilderness. She throws Kara down, and Kara tries to get her through to her. Bizarro unleashes cold vision. Kara uses her own to Parai, and Kara finally collapses from the strain and says that Bizarro doesn't want to kill, which is true, she doesn't, and Bizarro punches Kara back. She flies back, the two fight, and Bizarro unleashes her flame breath. Kara uses her cold breath to block the blast. The two struggle as Alex and her team arrive. They fire kryptonite darts, bringing her down, and Alex runs to Kara. Bizarro took her feet, and they watch as Bizarro's body degrades due to the kryptonite, and now a pale white Bizarro screams as she hates Kara, flies away, and Kara's too weakened by the kryptonite to go after her. So back at the DEO, Kara tells Alex that Lord does in fact know her secret identity and knows who she is, and they report to John that they lost Bizarro because the kryptonite made her stronger. And again, this all felt very rushed to me. I'm like, you could have done this over multiple episodes, and it just felt like they were just trying to get this plot done with because they didn't want to do it over multiple episodes. And this seems like something the show wants to do. Like, they want to introduce these characters, but then they just do it in one episode, and it really isn't working, I have to say. That's something that I don't think the show has ever done well. So the sisters don't tell him though about Max knowing their connection. They don't tell him about that. So once he leaves, Kara insists that they have to take out Lord, but doesn't know how to do it, and they don't really know how they're gonna stop him because Bizarro just seems so powerful. They don't really know what to do. So at Catco, Adam tells Cat what happened. Kara comes in, says it was just dumb luck that Bizarro took her. She talks to Adam privately. He wonders if Kara is breaking up with him, and she suggests that the universe might be sending them a message. Adam assures her that not everyone is going to leave her, and Kara wonders if she doesn't have room in her life for anyone. Adam admits that he thought that his baggage would interfere with their relationship. He says that he'll go so she doesn't have to, and says goodbye to Kara. Literally, this is how they end the plot. Adam's gone after one episode. This really pissed me off. I know there are people that were disappointed that Patty left the Flash the way that she did, but she was on for multiple episodes. This was rushed as hell. I mean, you don't just introduce a character to be a love interest for Kara, only for them to break up. The only reason I think they broke up is so she can be with either Win or James, which honestly, I don't think she should be with either of them right now. Win is very much, upset what he said to Kara. Things are very awkward between them. And James has Lucy. So just get her with Adam. I thought this was perfect to do, and then you just ended. It was really stupid that they just ended this plot so quickly. I was very annoyed by that. So in room 52, Lord tells Bizarro that Supergirl made her a monster, and he says that if he was her, he'd want to take away anyone that Supergirl loves, and walks out. And at Catco, Kara goes on the balcony. James approaches her. He asks her what happened, and Kara says that she broke up with Adam, and she tells James that nothing he can do will make her better, and tells him to leave her alone. So that was very strange. I mean, these two have had conversations in the past, and yet they can't have a conversation about this. It felt very weird. Like, if these two are supposed to be really good friends, they should be able to have a conversation, and it felt weird. So once again, I think Alex did something really stupid here. She strolls into Lord's office with a team of agents, puts him under arrest. She says that she's acting on behalf of an extra legal enforcement agency, and Lord has no rights. Lord, if you refuse to tell her where she can find Bizarro, and he tells her that if they take her in, then he'll tell the world that Kara is Supergirl. And Alex slams him down his desk and says that no one will hear him where he's going. And James at the balcony, when Bizarro flies down, grabs him and flies off. And back at the DO, Alex and her team bring in a hooded Lord. She removes the hood and has her men take him to a cell. Lord, and basically John demands to know what Alex is doing. He doesn't think this is right, and I don't think it's right either. I don't think Alex really should be doing this, and she insists that she had no choice. He warns that everyone will be looking for Lord, and warns that Alex is compromising the DO's security, and Alex insists that Max is compromising her family's security, and figures would understand. And again, this just felt very out of character for Alex. I get that she wants to protect Kara, I understand that, but Alex doesn't just jump to conclusions like this. It just felt very strange that Alex didn't even think this through. She just thought, all right, I'm going to go after Lord. I'm going to kidnap him. That's what I'm going to do. She didn't really think anything was wrong with that, is beyond me. I don't get how she didn't really think anything was wrong there. So the next day, James wakes up in a warehouse, finds himself tied to a forklift. Bizarro's nearby, orders him not to move. He asks why she brought him there. Bizarro insists that Supergirl loves him. Bizarro refuses to come over, saying that she's ugly, and James tries to get through to her, insisting that everyone occasionally feels like no one will love them, and he says that a part of her is still like Supergirl, and that he still loves Supergirl because she always does the right thing, and Bizarro seems like she wants to do the right thing as well. She doesn't want to kill Supergirl because it's not the right thing to do, and I definitely like seeing that here. He tries to reach a shard of concrete with his foot to cut himself free, but Bizarro notices, unleashes a blast of flame breath, and at the DEO, Supergirl hears James screaming. Basically, John gives Alex the reverse blue-colored kryptonite. They head out. Supergirl flies to the warehouse, attacks Bizarro. The two are evenly matched, and Bizarro chokes her counterpart. Alex arrives, realizes that she can't get a clear shot, and Supergirl yells at her to take the shot. Alex fires the dart, hits Bizarro. The creature falls to the floor. The team transports the dying Bizarro to the DEO, and Bizarro just dies. Bizarro dies in this episode. Bizarro apologizes to Supergirl for what she did. Supergirl says that she's sorry as well. And John explains they're going to render Bizarro comatose again. He promises that they'll try to help her, and Supergirl takes Bizarro's hand, and Bizarro then says that she's afraid. Supergirl assures her that she won't be alone, and Bizarro thanks her before passing out. John agrees that Bizarro didn't deserve what happened to her, and Supergirl says that Bizarro was just like her, and it really killed her to see her die. And again, very, very rushed. I would have wanted to see more of Bizarro. They were going in a very interesting arc with her, and then they just ended. It felt like they didn't know what to do with this plot, so they're just like, alright, we're just going to end it after one episode. So, it seems that Lord is done. Like, Lord's not going to be on the show very much anymore, because Supergirl goes to Lord's cell, promises that he'll be there for a few years. She insists that he won't hurt anyone ever again, and Lord says that he knows all about Eliza and Midvale, and Supergirl prepares to heat vision him, but Alex comes in and says that Lord isn't worth it, and, oh really, Alex, so you can imprison Lord, confront him, prison him, but he's not worth killing? That makes no sense whatsoever. Alex, I just couldn't get Alex in this episode. I mean, again, she's not someone to jump to conclusions, yet she did, so she can't really say that what Supergirl is doing is wrong, because Alex is the one that imprisoned him. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, undeterred, Lord says that he'll see them soon, and to me, this kind of seemed like we're not going to see Lord for the rest of the season, or at least till the end of the season, which is really stupid, because we've really been building up Lord's character, and let me say, I've never really gotten into Lord's character. I think Lord has always been very cheesy, which does work on the show, because the show can be really fun when it's cheesy, but I just have never really gotten into this character, and I'm glad that he'll be gone, because I haven't really gotten into him, and Kara then returns to Catco. Cat says that Adam's going back to All Paul City. He said that there's nothing keeping him in National City, and that really sucks. Again, they really had an opportunity to get Kara with someone that genuinely cares about her and genuinely wants to be with her, and then they just end it. It just felt very much like a cop-out, like they didn't really know what else to do with this story, so they just ended it. So Kat suggests that she and Kara may be more alike than she thought, and I like what Kat says, that she didn't put other people first and lost Adam years ago, and now Kara is doing the same, so they're very much alike, and Kat doesn't want to know what happened, says the relationship from now on should be strictly professional, and Kara, taken aback, walks out, finds James heading out. She knows that Kat's still going to be the same way now, and basically, she suggests that they go to Noonan's, but James says that he has to pick up Lucy from the airport. He tells her to have a good night and leaves, and this just seemed like he doesn't want to be with Lucy. If you don't want to be with Lucy, fucking break up with her. It's not hard to do. If you don't want to be with Lucy, just break up with her. It's not hard to do. I understand that her sister's Lois Lane, someone that Superman obviously dated or had something with. We don't really know what's going on there, but just break up with her. It's not hard to do, and it really, I have no sympathy for James telling Kara this. It just felt very strange to me. So later, Supergirl flies back to her apartment, finds a strange plant on her end table. She goes over to investigate, and something drops from the ceiling. I don't know what's going on here, but that's how the episode ends. And overall, guys, I didn't dislike this episode. It just was a very strange episode. A lot of the characters, I think, very out of character, especially James and Alex. James, like I said, why don't you want to be with Lucy? What all of a sudden? What is going on there, okay? For me, it just seemed like James was in love with Lucy. He wanted to be with Lucy. It never really seemed like he had feelings for Kara. All of a sudden, he's getting these feelings for Kara. It just felt very strange to me. Do you guys think it was a good idea to break up Kara and Adam? I don't. I think they were good together. I would want to see more of them. It would have given Blake Jenner and Melissa Benoist a chance to act together. So it really, I think, would have benefited the show because I think these two had very good chemistry, obviously because they are, married in real life, but I just would want to see more of it because I really like their scenes together, and I really wanted to see more of Kat being nice to Kara. Now we're back to square one with Kat being a bitch to Kara. I'm not looking forward to that, really. I'm not. Bizarro, I thought, was way too rushed. I really felt like they could have done more with this character. I don't really think they utilized her as well as they could have, and I really feel like she honestly was kind of wasted here. I really would have wanted to see more of Bizarro, and unfortunately we didn't. I really wanted them to do more there, and it felt very, very rushed, and I was quite disappointed, I have to say. I really would have wanted to see more, but we just didn't. They didn't really do, I think, what they could with her, and I really did not feel she was very well utilized in this episode at all. So I was definitely disappointed there. Is Lord gone for good? I mean, he's obviously in prison. There's not really much he can do, but I can't think this is the end of Lord. I definitely feel like we're going to see Lord again. We'll have to see what happens there. Let's talk about this end table, though. This is very strange. The strange plant. What is this about? What's going on there? I have no idea what this is about, honestly. I can't tell you guys what's going on there because I have no idea, really. I don't. And I guess the only thing I'm going to talk about is, as you guys know, Supergirl and Flash will be doing a crossover. I am very excited for that. I think it's one of the best things for the show, because one of the best things about The Flash is when they did that crossover, because that's when the show really started to get great. I think it really jump-started the show, and Supergirl, I don't think, is as good as The Flash. I've said this before. Supergirl, out of the three shows, is my least favorite, but when they have a really great episode, it's really great. This episode, I didn't really think was that great. I thought this was a very good episode. It just was very rushed, and I really would have wanted to see more of this character. I don't think they really utilized Bizarro as well as they could have. And I get the episode's called Bizarro, but I feel like we should have had multiple episodes of, these schemes that Lord was doing with this woman. And I get that we've had episodes of seeing Lord with this woman, but now that we know who this woman was, we should have had multiple episodes on Don't Kill Supergirl, Kill Her. It just would have made more sense to me, and again, I don't really know what direction we're going in this season. This season does not seem to have a clear direction. Is Astra the villain? I mean, it's clear that Lord wasn't. I can't really tell what direction we're going in, and that really sucks because with Flash and Arrow, I always know what direction we're going in. With this, I'm not really sure. But overall, guys, let me know what you guys saw this episode. Like I said, I definitely not think this was one of the best episodes they've done, but it was overall a strong episode. I didn't dislike it. There were just a lot of character motivations that I didn't really understand. And we'll see you guys next year, which will be for Lucifer, and I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.